All right, so we are back with another week of entertainment news. And Mike, can you confirm that you can see what I see on the screen?
I can see it nice and clear.
Excellent. So let's not waste any time. Starting off, we had a story from former Harry Potter actress Katie Long, who says her publicist told her to deny being the target of racist attacks on the internet. Katie Long played Cho Chang in the Harry Potter series. Cho Chang, for anyone who's not familiar, was Harry Potter's first crush in the series. Before he got together with Ron's sister Ginny later in the series. So yeah, that character made her first appearance in the fourth entry in the Harry Potter series, Goblet of Fire. And then she had like brief cameo appearances in the later movies. So this is not really surprising to me because John Boyega went through something similar with Disney and Star Wars.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so it showcases that there's still negative aura in Hollywood about people who are of color and whether or not they can sell a role. And I think we've made a lot of progress, but there's still a good ways to go. I think the first major movie, and this is why Black Panther was such a big deal, is because it proved that you can sell a movie and have it be successful. Have the cast be filled with minorities, which in that movie's case was black people. We've seen that with some other movies as well, where you can sell a movie and have the leading role be a minority, like an Asian actor or a Hispanic actor or a black actor. As long as the characters are good and the story is good, that's really what people care about. And yeah, no one should have to endure hate, spiteful vitriol online. What are your thoughts about this?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely sad to see. I mean, you got a lot of immature people out there just gonna spew hate and say stupid shit online. I mean, it's expected for sure. Guess her representative told her not to speak upon it as well. Uh, I kind of didn't like that. I think she definitely should have spoken out on it. But like you're saying, Hollywood. I mean, it's sad to see, but it is what it is. But I'm glad she's speaking on it now and see that it's still kind of an issue even today.
Well, I mean, when her publicist told her that, she was probably filming Goblet of Fire, and actually, yeah, this it says that's when this online abuse was happening. It was while filming Goblet of Fire, which came out in 2005. They filmed it in 2004. Yeah, during that point in time in 2004, we weren't as progressively along as we are now with this issue, and so not only that, but she was just a minor at the time, and so yeah, that probably would have cost her that role if she had started speaking up. But yeah, it's different now. But yeah, it's unavoidable with minorities to not get that kind of reaction. And see, the thing that's funny about this is that Cho Chang wasn't a character that was made up for the movies. It's a character that J.K. Rowling wrote in the books, and Cho Chang was an Asian character. So I don't understand why she was receiving that kind of reaction. And she, the character is Asian, and she's Asian, or at least she's half Asian. So yeah, that doesn't make much sense to me. But
It is weird.
yeah, that is strange. But at least she's speaking up about it now, and yeah, minorities should speak up when it comes to roles in the film industry. So, but yeah, that was that story. Moving on, Benedict Cumberbatch, our popular British actor, Mr. Doctor Strange himself, completely rejects playing Thrawn in Star Wars. So I found this very amusing. Thrawn, Admiral Thrawn, is one of the more popular Star Wars characters. I believe the character appeared in the extended Star Wars universe, and yeah, as you can see, he made a brief appearance. I believe this is in Star Wars Rebels, and a lot of people love this character. I am not familiar with the Thrawn character myself.
That clip shown from Star Wars Rebel.
Yeah, this is from Star Wars Rebels. What Benedict Cumberbatch said when he was asked about this is that and I quote, "There's no way I want to be turned blue. I turned the air blue very recently. No, seriously, I have precious time with my children, and I think sitting in a makeup chair and being painted blue and the amount of time it would take to do that, and then to take it off at the end of the day, it's not the right time in my life for that." And so, yeah, man doesn't want to sit in the chair for hours and be painted blue and then have to go through it again at the end of each day. I can't blame him, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these actors are really dedicated to sitting there for hours in a chair, getting painted by having a bunch of people in their face and shit all day. Personally, I couldn't do that myself. It would drive me nuts. So
Yeah, me as
um,
well.
yeah, so I mean, I don't blame him, and he definitely doesn't need this role. He's one of the more well-known names in Hollywood, so he doesn't need a role
Yeah.
like this. And as some commenters were saying, anyone who's connected to Star Wars at this point runs the risk of having their career basically go south. There's very few actors that were a part of Star Wars that were able to pull themselves out of the negativity that came with being a part of that franchise. And so,
Mm.
actors that I'm talking about are Liam Neeson, who played Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars Episode 1. One of the more prominent ones is Natalie Portman, who played she played Padme Amidala in the prequel films. And yeah, she was able to, like, her career has taken off since her time with Star Wars. Whereas at the time, she I believe she got some Razzie nominations as well, along with Hayden Christensen, her performance. So then there was the recent case with Gina Carano. Then there's what they did with the Finn character and John Boyega. And so, there's a lot of negativity that comes with being attached to Star Wars. And I'm sure Benedict Cumberbatch also took that into consideration. And so, what are your thoughts on him turning down this role?
I mean, I totally respect his decision. I mean, he's an actor. I mean, they're all very dedicated in what they do, and they're allowed to choose whatever role they feel is right and what's for them. And this definitely doesn't seem like it's for him at all. He doesn't want to do a role like that where he has to put on all that makeup, and spend hours in chair getting ready for it. Hey, that's his decision. He has his own movies and roles he wants to play. So, totally respect that. Nothing wrong with it.
I will say that it seems that they're going in a good direction as far as the casting choices for Admiral Thrawn, because yeah, that is, like I said, that is one of the more popular Star Wars characters, and I'm curious as to who the final choice is going to be. Looking forward to that when it comes. Next up, Xbox, or rather Microsoft, confirms a summer event which will include more Bethesda news. We're going to go over this here in a second. So, yeah, it was recently confirmed, made 100% official, that Microsoft now owns Bethesda. under the Xbox, their gaming division, and that's one of the biggest entertainment acquisitions, specifically in gaming, ever. Well, even outside the gaming industry. And so they're going to be having a presentation during the summer. It has not, they haven't given a date yet. Yeah, I guess Xbox people now have something to look forward to finally. And like I said, we're going to discuss this again in a bit. But what
We're
do
gonna get some Elder Scroll news.
more than likely, now that Microsoft has, now that they own one of the industry's biggest publishers, it wouldn't make any sense for them to just sit on some of their biggest IPs. It wouldn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
and that one wouldn't go crazy if that one if there's some news on that one.
Yeah, so
Definitely something to look forward to though.
I'm curious as to what they're going to do with this showcase. And hopefully they won't announce a bunch of indie titles or whatever, like what
Oh
happened.
yes,
Like what happened.
please no indie titles.
Yeah, because if they do that, then it's just going to be a waste of time.
Oh, hopefully this summer looks good for them.
I actually like Microsoft's approach compared to Sony's approach. Sony's approach is let's pay a lot of money for temporary exclusivity for certain games like the Final Fantasy VII remake. We're just going to pull out our credit card and give one of these companies some money, and now your game has to be on our system for a year. It's like I don't see the point of that. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense to me. I actually like Microsoft's approach more. So, moving on, Capcom warns players of. Oh, let me pause this. God damn it. Man, get out of my face. Bitch. Yeah, so Capcom warns players of Resident Evil Village early access email scam. So, the first thing I gotta say about this is for anyone who falls for this shit, you deserve to have your money taken from you.
You do.
I've never heard of a fucking early access thing for a video game like that. If they say it's going to release on a specific day, then that's the day it's going to release on, unless they announce that it's been delayed, and they will announce if something's been delayed. This is due out for release May the 7th. It's not going to come out anytime before that. There's some kind of phishing scam going around claiming that it's early access to Resident Evil Village, and what it must be porn related because it says it's a PSA for tall vampire lady enthusiasts, or maybe that could just be the jargon of the journalists who themselves who wrote this article. But yeah, the sender address is displayed as no reply at capcom.com. That seems fake already.
That is fake as out of a point.
And they specifically warn their audience that these messages are not from Capcom, and they appear to be phishing attempts by an unauthorized third party, and have told people don't download anything, don't reply, just delete the message and be done with it. So this is funny because this is not the first time that Capcom has had their breach of data. Back in November of 2020, a hacking group known as Ragnar Locker accessed Capcom's internal networks and compromised the personal information of their employees and customers. Yeah, so this is not the first time that Capcom's been in a situation like this. I don't know what it is, but they need to they need to get better security.
Yeah, that was real recent.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, when you mentioned it, I thought it was going to be like from 3, 5, 6 years ago, but not. I was literally like, I that long ago last year.
Oh, and I gotta love this asshole right here. Capcom is all over the place with Resident Evil, and I can't wait to see the SJW version. All zombies in their non-binary lifestyle, eating locally sourced gluten-free humans while providing equal opportunity for men and women. Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That dude put him in his place too. He didn't fucking comment back. Yeah. Capcom, y'all need to get it together, man. We can't have this kind of shit, you know. They can lose sales over things like this, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's what happened in Capcom World this week. This story, I almost made, actually, I did make a separate video about this, but I chose not to upload it for one specific reason that I'm not going to get into. But we are going to discuss it now. Halo Infinite has been confirmed recently to not have dual wielding or playable elites.
Why no dual wielding?
Apparently, there was no dual wielding in Halo 4 or 5. I can't remember I can't remember if there was or if there wasn't, because I haven't played those games in a very long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Either way, those are still big staples of the Halo series. Is being able to dual wield and playing as the elite characters, especially in multiplayer. And so, yeah, what it was is that some of the guys 343 did like a 44-minute Q&A video, which is what this is, and this is where it was revealed that there would be no dual wielding and no playable elites, and they gave half-ass responses as to why these things were omitted. And anyone who's a big Halo fan knows that dual wielding was introduced in Halo 2. Even the cover art with Master Chief includes him wielding the dual SMGs. So, as far as dual wielding, what was stated in the video is it's not currently in the cards. Whenever you set out to make a game with the size of Halo Infinite, there's so many things you can do. I think we have a very talented team where we can do anything, but we can't do everything. So that sounds like that sounds like a half-ass response. That doesn't even begin to make any sense.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me.
And then, as far as the elites go, I gotta find the actual direct quote, because that was worse than the explanation they gave for no dual wielding. Oh yeah, right here. So when it comes to no playable elites, the quote or the answer rather that we were given is, this is a Master Chief story and a Spartan story. Are you fucking kidding me? So that's their excuse for why you can't play as elites in Halo Infinite, because it's a Master Chief story, quote unquote.
Yeah, they're bullshitting hard right now.
Yeah, I mean, this game basically went from like a day one to a wait and see. Once again,
it's a real strange decision.
And then of course, we do have some dumbass fans that are defending something like this. It's like, if you're a serious gamer and you take video games seriously, you should never defend game developers removing features from a game. It doesn't matter what it is, or if you cared for the feature or cared for the character or whatever. Never fucking support game developers removing content from these video games. Just don't do it. There's no reason to support that kind of nonsense in the gaming industry. There's no reason for them to not have dual wielding and not have playable elites.
Yeah, their responses. Wow, their responses were just pure awful. They didn't go into any detail at all.
What could they really say? It's not going to be in the game, you know. Now, could they update it that down the line and include those things? Sure, but these things should be in the game, at launch.
Yeah, crazy.
Yep, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But
I think we're gonna look up for them, but no, I guess not.
nope. So, got some Netflix news.
Oh no.
Netflix is about to limit password sharing. So that means that friends, family, your neighbors, they're going to have to get their own Netflix accounts. Password sharing is a big thing. It essentially allows someone who doesn't have a Netflix subscription to use the service for free. I actually did that years ago with a friend when I was in high school, and I used his mom's Netflix basically, and I was able to have access to Netflix without having to pay for the service. Of course, I don't have to do that now because I just download everything, so I don't pay for any um, streaming services like Hulu Plus, Netflix, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, HBO Max, Amazon Video, or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm not gonna, I don't pay for any of those services. If I want a movie or a TV show, I can get it within a few minutes. So whenever I want, however I want it, 1080p, 720p, whatever. Yeah, so this doesn't affect me, but for the people who do pay for Netflix, yeah, they're making it harder to enjoy the service. I'm not sure if you've used Netflix before or not,
Um, I've used it before, but I really don't use any of those services at all because I can just pull it up online real easy and not have to pay any money.
right?
Still, if I was still using those services at all, I'd be real annoyed about something like this.
That's the only people who are going to complain about something like this are the people who are paying for Netflix. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't pay for streaming services. I don't see the point, especially when they keep adding more streaming services that they want you to pay for. So if you're subscribed to half of the services that I mentioned earlier, you're wasting a lot of fucking money, a lot of
yeah,
money. And then there are the people who are talking about Amazon Fire Stick. I can get whatever for free using Amazon Fire Stick. It's like I don't even pay for that. Literally, all I got to do is go on the internet, do a quick search of a movie. Type. I don't even have to type the shit. I don't even have to go through. Do it that way. But there's websites I can go to. There, I can just type in the fucking name of the movie or whatever, and within minutes I can have access to whatever
yeah,
it
it's
is.
all there.
Yeah. For example, recently, WandaVision. Yeah, I downloaded that entire show. I'm not paying Disney money to watch that through their Disney Plus service. I'm not going to do that. Makes no sense for me to do that. So,
Yeah,
especially when I'm not interested in most of what they have on Disney Plus, which is just old movies and shit that I've already seen.
right.
Yeah, for anyone who does pay for these services, yep, sucks for you, I guess. I'll be damned to get my money to Netflix. Netflix seems to be getting progressively worse. Um,
Yeah, that's true.
I think they keep raising their subscription prices too.
Did recently. I don't know what the price is now, but it's expensive. That's for sure.
Yeah, Netflix keeps fucking up. What else is new? So the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, has confirmed that he wants Bethesda games to appear wherever there is Game Pass. And Game Pass exists on both Xbox and PC. And this seems to be Microsoft's overall strategy. They don't care if you buy an Xbox. Microsoft doesn't care if you buy an Xbox anymore. What they care about is if you're playing their games. You can play on PC. That's why all of their exclusives are going to be on PC, day and date release with the console their console counterparts. And so games that I'm talking about is Hellblade 2,
All right, final seconds.
Halo Infinite, whatever the next Gears of War is going to be. Any exclusive that you can think of is going to appear on either PC or Xbox. They don't care if you play on either, whichever platform you're playing on, as long as you're playing their games and you're buying their games and you're paying for their service and you're a customer. That's all Microsoft cares about. That's really what their strategy is, and I think it's a great strategy. I think they're taking the long road.
Game Pass. I've heard it's great. I haven't read too much onto it, but I heard it's a real great service, right? I heard a lot of praise about that.
Apparently it is. I haven't used it because most of the games that they offer on Game Pass are old games from last generation and the generation before. The main thing with Game Pass is that it allows players to play new games without having to spend full price on them. So basically, it's almost like they're able to rent new games just by being a subscriber to Game Pass. And so that's the main thing that people like about Game Pass.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's bringing a lot of old games to Game Pass, which are probably games that people wouldn't buy otherwise, depending on individual taste and all that. Now, I think Game Pass is a good service, but it's not enough to for them to catch up with Sony. The thing with PlayStation is that Sony, they gained a lot of trust last generation. After their fuck up with the PS3, they basically did a 180, and they had to course correct after the PS3, and that's really what the PlayStation 4 was. It was a straightforward game system that focused on video games, whereas Microsoft, they fucked up with the Xbox One, like greatly fucked up with it, royally fucked up with it to the point where they were going to lose some of their most hardcore fans, and they did lose some fans. There were people that jumped from Microsoft to Sony last generation. That was an outcome, and now Microsoft, they're taking a new stance now, where they want all of their games to be played by everyone. It doesn't matter where you play it, if be it Xbox or PC, as long as you're paying subscriber, or you're a customer in general. That's what they want.
Yeah, that's not a bad move at all.
No, it's not. It's actually something that's new in the gaming industry, and Sony, I think, is going to be forced to take a similar stance eventually. That's why Sony is starting to release some of their older exclusives on PC, games such as Days Gone and Horizon Zero Dawn. I think
Horizon Zero Dawn being a big one too. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that's one of their biggest games. Like when they announced Horizon Zero Dawn was coming to PC, I remember when I saw that article last year, and I was like, oh shit. And I bought it too.
Yeah.
I bought it day one. I was like, yeah, I got to get this on PC. I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing for gamers, because that means if you don't want a gaming console, you don't have to get a gaming console now.
Yeah, that's great.
It gives you more options, and that's the great thing about PC.
More options are always better.
Right. And that's the thing that's great about PC. You never have to worry about backwards compatibility with PC the way you do consoles. So yeah, it's a good business strategy. I hope it works out for them. Moving on, we have the nominees for the 2021 Razzies, which includes Robert Downey Jr., Glenn Close, Kat Hudson, and more. 2020.
What did Robert Downey Jr. do this year?
I think
Last year.
I think I know the movie he was nominated for. I think it was that Doolittle movie or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. 2020 was a pretty shit year for everyone, uh, for for different reasons. But when it comes to movies, it was especially terrible. Most of the movies that were due for release last year were delayed, and not just delayed once, but delayed multiple times, to the point where they were no longer 2020 releases. Not everything that was due out for release last year was delayed into 2021 or later, such as the case was with Tenet and Wonder Woman 1984. But those two movies in particular, along with others, were scheduled to come out much earlier in 2020. But coronavirus came around and said, "Fuck that shit." So yeah, as far as the movies go, or like the nominees go, we have the usual nominations for the worst picture, worst director, worst actress, and worst supporting actress, worst supporting actor, all that shit. So worst picture, we have 365 Days. I personally did watch that movie, and it was pretty bad. It's pretty fucking bad. Some of these other ones I haven't heard of, like Absolute Proof, Fantasy Island, and Music. I don't
Heard
know.
of Fantasy Island? The trailer looked terrible.
Yeah, I did.
It had Michael Pena in it.
Oh no. Yeah, now I know it was shit. Yeah, Doolittle. I was right on that. So worst actor, we have Adam Sandler. He's gone back to making bullshit ass fucking movies.
What is wrong with that man?
I don't know. I don't understand with Adam Sandler. I think he just cares about money. His audience is fucking is full of idiots, and you know stupid people enjoy his movies. People who don't really care about movies or the arts, the artistic factor of film as an entertainment medium. Those type of people, casuals basically, are the kind of people that watch Adam Sandler movies. And yeah, it's like after Uncut Gems, he didn't get nominated for an Academy Award with that, and he said if I don't get an award for this, I'm gonna go back to making bullshit, and that's what he that's what he's done. I mean, he wasn't lying.
Yeah.
Then we have Robert Downey Jr. for Doolittle. Coming off of Avengers Endgame, a lot of people were expecting Robert Downey Jr. to do some great shit. I guess he had other plans because Doolittle was an abomination for a variety of different reasons. Yeah, I don't understand why he chose to be a part of that. It doesn't really make any sense from a career perspective. I bet he won't be starring in any movies with some talking animals again anytime soon. Yeah, Mike Lindell for Absolute Proof. Again, I don't know what Absolute Proof is. So, yeah. We have Michelle Morone for 365 Days, and David Spade for The Wrong Missy. I'm not a David Spade fan for the same reason I'm not an Adam Sandler fan. So, we have Anne Hathaway for The Last Thing He Wanted. Anne Hathaway. That name sounds familiar.
She played as Batwoman in what was it again?
You mean Catwoman? Oh,
Catwoman. Yes.
she got nominated for a fucking Razzie?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy right there. I'm gonna have to check out the trailer for that.
Yeah.
Katie Holmes for Brahms the Boy 2. I don't know why they made a sequel to that movie.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Because the first one was some bullshit.
It sure was.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Yeah, Kate Hudson for music, Lauren Lapkus for The Wrong Missy, and Anna Maria Siekluka for 365 Days. I think I already know what's going to win. I think 365 Days is going to win. But I haven't seen the other movies.
Wait, Was that 365 days? What I think you mentioned that movie to me before. Is it that Oh gosh, I forgot what it was. I think it was that was it an Italian movie? That
Yeah.
premiered on that.
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
that's exactly what that was.
okay.
Yeah, that I wish I hadn't wasted my time with that. Worst supporting actress, we have Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy. We have Lucy Hale for Fantasy Island, Maggie Q for Fantasy Island. God damn. Damn.
Yeah.
Two from the same movie? This shit must have been really bad. Oh, we got Kristen Wiig
Damn,
for Wonder Woman
damn, I
1984.
didn't think it was that bad.
I didn't think she was that.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was that terrible. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. You have to ask me about that one. I don't think she deserved a fucking Razzie for that. But I
Yeah.
guess they had to fill out the nominees list somehow. So
Yeah, that's probably
like
it.
there's no one else we can nominate for this shit. So let's pick on Kristen Wiig. Worst supporting actor. How the fuck did they fuck this up?
Yeah.
Really? Who the fuck?
Because I'm like, none of those are actresses.
Yeah, what? Who the fuck is writing these articles on GameSpot, dude? I don't know. Chevy Chase for the excellent Mr. Dundee. Rudy Giuliani for Borat's subsequent movie film. I actually agree with this nomination right here. He had no business being in that movie at all. So yeah. Shia LaBeouf for the tax collector. Shia LaBeouf.
I didn't even know he did a movie last year.
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger for Iron Mask. Bruce Willis for Breach, Hard Kill, and Survive the Night. Damn. Arnold Schwarzenegger got nominated for a Razzie. It's a sad fucking day we live in, dude. Sad fucking day. Worst screen combo. Maria Bakalova, who played what's that fucking character's name? Borat's daughter.
Yeah.
Tartar or TT or whatever the fucking shit was.
Yeah.
Rudy Giuliani for Borat subsequent film. Robert Downey Jr. in his utterly unconvincing Welsh accent. Harrison Ford in that totally fake looking CGI dog. Lauren Lapkus and David Spade, and Adam Sandler in his grating simpleton voice. Shit, that's a pretty bad screen combo list right there. I wonder who's
Robert Downey Jr. didn't give a fuck at all.
Nah, I'm wondering who's gonna win that. Right now, I'm saying it's either gonna be Harrison Ford or Adam Sandler. Yeah, Harrison Ford. What the fuck was he thinking, dude? You know,
I'll have to see a clip of that.
Harrison Ford is he's one of the most successful actors in the history of Hollywood. His movies have grossed like over $1 billion in the box office because you got to remember he's been in some of the most influential movies of all time. You know, he's been in Indiana Jones. He's been in Star Wars. He's been in shit. What was Blade Runner? He's been in that. Yeah, it's I just why would you do this? Why? I
I'll have
don't
to check that one out.
and I don't know. And we have worst director Charles Band and for some Barbie movies or some shit. Barbara Bialowas and Tomas Mendez for 365 Days. Stephen Gaghan for Doolittle. Ron Howard for Hillbilly Elegy and Sia for Music. So yeah, unless you're already a major established name in Hollywood, if you have a worst director nomination attached to your name, you can pretty much kiss your career goodbye. Um, because no company is really going to want to have anything to do with you. Now, a
Mm.
name like Ron Howard, he'll be able to pull himself out of that. Everyone else on that list, I have doubts about. Yeah, and then we have worst screenplay and worst remake, ripoff, or sequel. Damn, a lot of people really hated Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah, I mean,
God,
I didn't think it was like that.
I didn't think it was that terrible, but hey,
Yeah,
yeah, this is an interesting nominees list. Well, what do you think of the
um,
2021 Razzies?
I'm not too much familiar with a lot of the movies on that list,
Right,
but Wonder Woman, stuff like and having Kristen Wiig on there and being in what was that, the worst remake or something
worst.
category was on in there.
Worst
Or
remake.
sequel, yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't think it deserved all of that. But Fantasy Island, I haven't seen much of it, but I saw the trailer and automatically know that one's fucking shitty. But and
yeah.
Doolittle did look a little ridiculous in the trailer as well. So
365 days was some bullshit.
oh yeah, that one as well. So yeah, well deserved. I'm a little surprised. I thought there would be more to put on this list though.
Well, like I said, there weren't too many movies that came out last year anyway. Like there was a big period after the lockdown
Mm.
where movies kept getting delayed, and there wasn't a whole lot of new releases last year that were coming out, and
Mm.
so they had to basically scratch the scrape the bottom of the barrel and put movies up on here that probably didn't even weren't really that terrible,
Mm.
like your Wonder Woman 1984. A lot of these were really that bad, like 365 days, Doolittle. Um,
I gotta see that CGI dog in Call of the Wild.
I saw like like a clip of that. Yeah, that shit. I don't know what the fuck Harrison Ford was thinking. I don't know what the hell he was thinking with that. Um, so yeah, there was that. Mission Impossible 7 and 8 adds new cast members, which includes Carrie Elwes, Robert Delaney from Deadpool, who was in Deadpool 2, Mark Gatiss, uh, Varma, Charles Parnell. Um, I'm not familiar with those actors just off of their name alone. Um,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
her.
her. I remember
Yeah,
her.
yeah, her. Okay, okay. Um, Robert Delaney. Yeah, I'm
Sounds
not.
real familiar. Oh, never mind. I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. I have no idea who that is. Um,
Yeah.
I've never watched Sherlock.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
sure who
yeah,
he is either.
yeah. I don't know who the fuck he is either. Carrie Elwes. Damn, I don't know
Yeah,
who. I don't
I
know.
don't. Oh man.
Charles Parnell. Oh damn, I damn sure don't know who the fuck he is. He looks like an escaped convict. Um,
Yeah.
um, yeah, so we don't know who those people are, except for one. We know who Indira Varma is from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
The rest of them, yeah. Um, and I saw Deadpool 2. I did see Deadpool 2, but I don't remember that dude. So,
Yeah, I
um,
don't remember him either.
yeah, I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, these people will be in Mission Impossible 7 and 8. Um, when it comes to the Mission Impossible series, I'm a decent fan of them. I love Mission Impossible 3, and I love the first one. The second one is considered to be like the weakest one in the entire series, so I'm not a big fan of Mission Impossible 2. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, what was the fifth one? Rogue Nation and Mission Impossible 6 or Mission Impossible Fallout. Those were good movies as well. I don't know how far they plan to take this series, especially considering Tom Cruise is like he's already up there in age. I think Tom Cruise is like fucking uh
Definitely like 50 something.
he has, yeah, I think he is in his 50s.
Guess that's why they're pushing out for 8 so quick too.
Could be.
I was like, I saw there and announced it, and then now it's a 7 and 8. I was like, damn.
So yeah, Tom Cruise was fuck it, I'll just put in his. Damn.
Oh, he's almost 60. Holy.
Damn.
Yeah, I see why they're pushing him out so fast now. They gotta milk it while they can.
Damn, that motherfucker old, yo. He's in great shape for someone his age, but yeah,
He does.
I don't think he'll be doing a bunch of running and shit in the next 10 years. So I
I
think
remember
that
seeing few pictures, of them film number 7 he was running. He was looking pretty old. I'm not gonna lie, out of shape a bit.
yeah,
I was like, dang, yeah, they might as well hurry up and push these out before it's over for him completely.
yeah, he can't keep doing these for too much longer.
Yeah,
He going he's already ended up in some situations where he's almost died, like on set. So
yeah.
um, yeah, they need to push these out as quickly as possible, but not too fast. We don't want Tom Cruise to hurt himself. So
Yeah.
this was one of the more interesting stories that came out this week. The Nuvo anti-cheat is coming to PS5 to help get rid of cheaters on PlayStation. Now, Denuvo is known to be a feature on PC,
Yeah.
like Steam and everything. Steam users are familiar with Denuvo, which is anti-cheat software. It has been around for years on PC. Now, a lot of people don't, serious gamers who take gaming seriously, they're not in support of this, and that's because Denuvo, it has a bad reputation for dragging down the performance of any game that uses the feature. So
Damn, really? That's
yeah,
crazy.
it can fuck with the performance of well, really any particular game. So some are for this and some are against this. My thing is software alone is not going to prevent anyone from cheating. People are always going to find a way around the shit,
That is
regardless
true.
of what these companies do. So it really just seems to be a waste of time to me.
Mm.
I will say this though. I've played a lot of different, games online, multiplayer games in the past, and the one that really stood out to me that had a huge issue with cheating is Gears of War 2. When Gears of War 2 came out, I was a massive fan of the first game, and I was greatly very much looking forward to the sequel. Then when the sequel actually came out, yeah, I quickly realized how easy it was for people to manipulate the system, and people were doing all sorts of crazy shit in that game. Like there was a cheat, a weapon slide glitch where people could pick up a weapon. Like when you pick up a weapon in Gears of War, the character has to bend down and pick up the weapon or whatever, and that makes you vulnerable in multiplayer. But there was a cheat in Gears of War 2 online where people would be able to have their characters slide as they're picking up a weapon, and that made it difficult for other players on the opposing team to go on the offensive. And that's just one example. And yeah, man, that game was filled with a lot of glitches and shit, and that's part of that was part of the turning point where I said I wasn't going to play too many multiplayer games or multiplayer online anymore. And so I understand the frustration when it comes to playing video games online and having to deal with cheaters and shit and hackers. But I don't think this is really going to fix anything personally. What is your stance on Denuvo coming to PS5?
When I first saw it, I've heard of it. I was never too familiar with it. Always anti-cheating. That's a good thing in the game. I'm not sure how much of a problem it is in online games currently. The last time I played online, it was like in Modern Warfare 2Ds, and I remember how bad that was. But if it really is as big as an issue as it is, it's nice to see something like that can help. But if you're like saying it's like getting it down performance-wise, like
And it's really not going to
it's
fix
really
anything.
not too good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really know about this. If it really is a waste of time and cheating really isn't that big of an issue, then I don't think they should do it. But hey, they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Basically, yeah. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm very curious to see, where what happens with this story. If it's actually going to be more of a solution or if it's just going to introduce more problems. So I'll be keeping an eye out for that. So the biggest story that came out in gaming news this week is that it's been made official that Microsoft owns Bethesda in a $7.5 billion acquisition, and they acquired ZeniMax and Bethesda. That's a huge deal. The thing about this, though, that a lot of people are not talking about is that Bethesda games, their games, well, some of their newer titles is still going to be multi-platform for the time being, and Microsoft is going to honor the temporary exclusivity for games like Tokyo, Ghostwire Tokyo, and I believe Deathloop. Well, actually, no, Deathloop is coming to PC, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Deathloop's coming to PC, so it should be coming to Xbox as well. But yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo, I believe, has temporary exclusivity on PlayStation, which they don't have to honor because they own Bethesda now. Yeah, they don't have to honor that, but they said they're going to honor that. But future releases, future Bethesda games is going to be Xbox exclusive. Now, I don't think this within of itself is going to turn PlayStation users away from PlayStation to jump to Xbox.
Definitely not.
It's going to take more than a few acquisitions in order for Xbox to make a big comeback. Their biggest strategy right now is Game Pass. Game Pass is their bread and butter right now. It's going to take a lot more than a few acquisitions for them to come back. But through this acquisition, they own id Software. id Software is responsible for the Doom games. They own Arcane Studios, who's responsible for Dishonored, the Dishonored series, Prey, and the upcoming Deathloop. Yeah, Machine Games, who's responsible for the Wolfenstein games. Tango Gameworks, who's responsible for The Evil Within and the upcoming Ghostwire Tokyo. And I believe Shinji Mikami, the creator of Resident Evil, still works at Tango Gameworks. And they have some other ones too, like Alpha Dog and Roundhouse Studios. So it's a great acquisition, but like I said, they have to actually do something with this acquisition. They have to, deliver some games. Otherwise, it's going to be a waste. If they don't capitalize on the games, then it's because they're competing against major franchises on PlayStation. They're competing against God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Ratchet and Clank, The Last of Us if they make another one of those, which they probably will. So they're competing against some of the most well-known IPs in the gaming industry against Sony. So, Sony, their biggest strength are their exclusives. So yeah, Microsoft is going to have to come up with some new shit that people will actually want to play. What are your
because
thoughts?
they got some great studios. Yeah, they got some great studios in there, and like you said, if they use them right, they could definitely turn out some good games. And I definitely agree with you. Even though it's a great deal, it's definitely not something that will bring the PS5 user or PS4 user base to Xbox. But I still think it's a great deal because I know they're already working on a lot of good games right now. So we'll definitely see, and especially with that summer event that they have planned coming up. But
Right.
yeah, it's a real good deal actually.
Now, as I was saying before, their business strategy is they don't care what platform you play on. If they were just trying to still trying to place all their emphasis on Xbox itself, I don't think this acquisition would mean shit. But considering that they no longer care whether or not you play their games on Xbox or you play on PC, as long as it's a Microsoft system, they don't care where you fucking play, and that's huge for gaming. I think it's a step forward for sure,
Yeah,
and
they're slowly making their way.
yeah, they're getting there, but they still got a ways to go.
Yeah.
They still got a ways to go. Got to see what games they announce, but I'm not expecting anything big at the moment. I don't think we'll see the true effect of this acquisition for the until the next few years away from now. So that was that story. Square Enix's Avengers game. They are updating Marvel's Avengers to finally let you replay the campaign months after the initial release. Now, this should have been a thing when this game came out in the first place, because originally the way it was developed, you could only play through the campaign once, and after that, you couldn't replay it again without having to start an entirely new save file. They're updating it so that's no longer the case. The thing is, it doesn't matter. The campaign was one that was really the only thing that was decent about this game, but it wasn't good enough to go back through it and play through the shit again. Once again, I don't understand the mentality, what's going on with this game. And then there was the information that came out last week, how they're fucking up the grind and the experience system. I just I don't know. I don't know. They didn't even say if it was like if there was going to be like a level select or anything like that. I guess it really doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
just seeing that title makes me want just had me laughing out loud.
In this
I
game,
guess that guy had the same comment too.
yeah, this game came out. I think it was back in August. It was August or September or some shit last year. Yeah, I don't understand why it took them so long to make an update that people were asking for a long time. I don't know what's going on over there. Yeah, I think they just this game it's already dead in the water. There's no way they're going to add in all the DLC characters that were leaked last year because they had this entire list of characters that they were trying to add to this game via post-launch DLC. That list included characters like Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, and it kept going and going and going. And there's no way they're going to meet all this.
And the
It's not gonna
damage is
happen.
done.
Yeah, the damage is done. This is gonna go the same way as Anthem. EA recently dropped Anthem. They basically killed off the IP, just cut their losses, and this is gonna go the same way. I would blame Square Enix more so than Crystal Dynamics because they're the publisher for this. Yeah, that's a damn shame. Hopefully one day we'll get an Avengers game that's actually worth playing because this was not.
And they dropped the ball.
The CW is developing a live action Powerpuff Girls series. Why? I don't know. I don't know. They already announced the cast. Um, Chloe Bennett here
I don't know.
is going to be. She's going to be. What's that character's name? Shit, the red one. You remember the name of the red one?
I can't remember. It's been so long.
I remember the blue one's Bubbles and the green one's Buttercup. I can't remember the name of the red one. But Dove Cameron, I believe that's who this is. She's going to be Bubbles. And then Yana Perrault, she's going to be Buttercup in this live action series. This is a bit strange. I don't know who was asking for a live action Powerpuff Girls show. Doesn't make much sense to me.
Oh, there it is. Blossom, by the way, her name.
Oh, Blossom. Okay. It says the live action series will follow the superheroes who are now in their 20s and resent giving up their entire childhood in order to fight crime. So apparently this takes place years after years after the original show. And what it sounds like, because it goes on to say the characters have changed a bit since they were children. Blossom is now reclusive after her anxiety. That's the funny part. Anxiety of fighting crime left her with some trauma. Bubbles is desperate to get back into the spotlight again and become famous, and she has become more witty. And from what I remember, Bubbles was the annoying one in the show. And Buttercup, everyone's favorite, has spent the time trying to avoid the spotlight, shed her old persona, and has become anonymous, which sounds like she's also become reclusive. Yeah, I don't. The main thing here is the CW. The CW is known for having some of the cheapest, low quality television that you can find.
I hate their shit.
Yeah, a lot of their superhero shows are just dog shit. I think that my biggest disappointment with them is the Supergirl TV show. Aside from a handful of episodes, that entire series is just trash. And yeah, their shows are just the quality of their shit is just awful. So I'm not expecting anything from this. It already sounds ridiculous. I don't know. And another thing is, how are they gonna fit some of these villain characters up in here? Like, you can't bring a character like him right here and make that live action and make that work. I don't see that happening. So we have I think this was Medusa right here. Gangrene Gang. We have the male versions of the Powerpuff Girls. One episode they were like the villains or whatever. We have him right here who's like a fucking trans devil thing. We got some amoeboid blobs right here. Then we have the infamous Mojo Jojo, who is like the most well-known villain from the series. Yeah, I don't see how these characters are gonna work live action. I don't even think they should attempt these characters live action to be honest, especially this one right here. Just don't do
it. Oh man, it's creepy looking back on them now.
Yeah. Yeah, they shouldn't do that shit.
Yeah, I don't know whose idea it was to make a live action of this show. That's an awful idea. Then fast forward it later down to like in their 20s, it's like, nah man.
I don't know who the fuck drew this shit. If they do like a live action version of any Cartoon Network classic, they should either do Samurai Jack or they should do like Dexter's Laboratory or something like that. I think those could work if it's put in the right hands, but Powerpuff Girls, that's
just not gonna work out.
I don't see it working out, especially not on the CW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious because I'm definitely gonna watch the first episode though, just to see how fucking awful it is. There's no way this shit's gonna be good. I already know that.
I'm gonna watch
There's no way.
I'm gonna watch the first episode too, because I'm curious as to how this shit's gonna go. Yeah, when they debut this, yeah, we gotta watch this shit together. 'Cause,
Yeah, we do.
I don't think this is gonna turn out to be anything. That's just funny to me. It's like fucking Blossom is now reclusive. What?
Mm,
What? I don't see that working out very well. I don't see that. And apparently they had a 2016 reboot of the cartoon show, and no one really liked that. So
damn.
yeah, yeah. I don't think there was even a video of the Powerpuff Girls twerking or whatever.
Oh no.
Oh wait.
It's party time!
Oh my goodness.
What?
What? They can't be serious. Oh my goodness.
Dude,
Thought that was a good idea.
I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, dude. I really don't know what the hell they were thinking. Oh my god. It's no wonder women are fucked up these days, man. It's
Yeah.
no wonder they don't have no fucking good outlets between social media and now children's TV shows that are aimed at little girls, dude. It's
This
no
is crazy.
it's no wonder we don't have good women anymore.
Shit is crazy.
Man, it's crazy, man. Absolutely just batshit. Anyway, moving on from that nonsense, we have um, Resident Evil movie actor post a poster for the movie. The Resident Evil reboot, which is out for release in September, is being directed by Johannes Roberts, and one of the actors shared this image on their Twitter recently. And this movie is going to have a lot of different characters from the Resident Evil series in it, um, as you can see here in the poster. What are your thoughts on this reboot?
I didn't even know they were making a reboot on it. It looks like they're bringing back that. Following the story of the first two Resident Evil games.
I'm not sure. Um, oh, I guess. Oh,
So it
okay.
looks like it's running heavy on the names.
I guess that's what's going on.
Okay. Because I never got the chance to play Resident Evil 1 and 2. Although I am familiar with Chris and Jill Valentine a bit.
You told me you did play Resident Evil 1.
And I told you I played Resident Evil 4. And I did download
Resident Evil the
oh yeah, I downloaded the I think it was when they had the PS4 HD release, but I didn't play all of it.
how far did you get?
I think it was I know I was still in the beginning. I didn't get too far in it. I know I was in the train section, I think.
Oh, you're talking about Resident Evil 0.
Oh yeah, that was Resident Evil 0 then. My bad.
Yeah. But yeah, this is apparently going to focus on the first two games. The thing is, they have Jill Valentine here, who her time in Raccoon City, or her part in Raccoon City. Or well, I guess that's what they're doing. So I guess this is not going to include anything from Resident Evil 3. It's just they're just going to have Jill Valentine and Chris from Resident Evil 1, and just cover that, and then maybe the second half of the movie will be focused on Claire Redfield and Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 2. So I guess that's the way they're doing it. Either way, it's still it's still too much material to cover for one movie. And on top of that, they race bended some of the characters. One of the most the primary decisions that they made as far as the casting goes, that's head scratching, is who they cast to play Leon Kennedy. So let me search that real quick.
You already have the whole cast list now?
They do. They do. Yeah, they announced the cast sometime last year. So we have Robbie Amell, who's going to play Chris Redfield. That's a good casting choice if you take a look at him. Looks like he could be Chris.
Well, yeah, he looks like him. Yeah, he could definitely play as him.
And we have Kaya. I don't know how you say her last name. Apparently, she was in Maze Runner. She'll play Claire Redfield.
Yeah, I remember her. She was also in a show called Skins.
Okay. I think that's also a good casting choice. Hannah John Kamen, who will play Jill. I think this is one of the race bending. Yeah, they race bended the fuck out of Jill Valentine.
Yeah.
Race bended her like crazy.
What did she play in?
She was in Game of Thrones.
I've never seen her.
I don't remember her in Game of Thrones. She was in Ready Player One. Oh, she played as Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Okay. Still a strange casting choice, but it gets worse. Tom Hopper from the Umbrella Academy will play Albert Wesker.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with him.
I've seen him before, not just from the Umbrella Academy. Oh yeah. He was the Tarly dude in Game of Thrones.
That's him?
Yeah. He was the one that Daenerys burnt.
Oh.
Because his character chose to die or whatever. I have to see it in a trailer to believe him, to see him as Albert Wesker. I gotta see him actually playing the character. This is the strangest one right here. Vaughn Jogia.
Oh, nah.
Is going to be
Definitely got the wrong choice.
Leon Kennedy.
They definitely got the wrong choice.
Yeah, that I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with that. That's terrible casting.
Yeah.
That's horrible fucking casting. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. This is why I hate race bending in Hollywood. I really don't like race bending. Sometimes it's necessary, and then other times it's like, why? Everyone knows who fucking Leon is. If anyone who's a fan of Resident Evil knows who that character is, and no one's gonna be, no one's gonna see this guy as Leon. I'm sorry. Yep, that's there's that, and then there's Neil McDonough as William Birkin. Okay, I can see that, but yeah, they race bended Jill Valentine, and they seriously race bended Leon. So yep, that's the cast of the upcoming Resident Evil reboot. Thoughts?
So from your thoughts, it seems pretty solid, except for the Leon one. Well, and then that's definitely off of Leon, from what I know too.
Yeah.
That's strange. They messed that one up, and the rest were pretty consistent. What you're saying?
I got to see a trailer for it, but I don't think this is going to turn out to be anything. I think it's going to be a huge wasted opportunity to do, an actual genuine reboot of, adaptation of the games. I do think it'll be better than the Paul W.S. Anderson films, which are just dog shit. I don't think I don't think it's going to be too much better. We'll see. But yep, that wraps it up for the entertainment news. It's been great having you back this week. Curious as to what your favorite story or article was.
Favorite? I think it would have to be Xbox deal with Bethesda, and what else? The Powerpuff Girl one just for the laughs, not because I'm really interested in the show or want excited to watch it.
Right. I would have to agree. Basically, the Microsoft deal with Bethesda, that being official, is that was the biggest story that came out this week, and then the Powerpuff Girls CW live action shit. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. I got to see a trailer. The moment they come out with the trailer, we got to watch that shit because yeah, I don't think
Man, I can't even imagine how that's just gonna look.
I can't imagine it either. The concept within of itself is, it could work, but as soon as they mention the words the CW, yeah,
Yeah,
it was pretty much
CW is always a red flag.
yeah, that was pretty much a done deal from that point. So, yep, that's like I said, that wraps up the news. Uh, we will definitely be returning next week to go over the entertainment news for the upcoming week. It's been great having you aboard, and we will
Thanks for having me.
absolutely, and we will return shortly.